Hi, and welcome to my recap of episode 7 of The One That Got Away. I lied, it's episode 6. Here's episode 6 of The One That Got Away. So Alyssa is still pissed about having that gnome-like creature, Daniel, who followed her on Instagram, come through the portal. So she's still very upset. This is where Alyssa becomes kind of one of my favorite characters. She has such high standards for what she's looking for, but she doesn't pull any punches, which is kind of charming. And she's smart, and she's so funny. Like, her one-liners are amazing. For example, the gnome-like figure, that was pretty funny. Rude, but funny. She couldn't remember his name in this episode. She called him like 5 different names. She's just so dramatic, and I kind of love it. She says it's hopeless, and she said she's tired and her feet hurt. So Betty's like, can we go to the portal one more time? I got another guy for you. And she's like, okay. So Alyssa's back at the portal after sending Daniel home very, very quickly. And out comes very tall Adam. And he was a high school friend, and they just never really dated because he was focused on sports, and she didn't think that he was into her because there was an age, like a grade difference or something. Ashley, who had previously sent Kyle home, don't get me started. Ashley goes to the portal, and out comes her ex-boyfriend from 5 months ago, Quinn. She broke up with him, as we remember, 5 months ago because he was still living with his family. Ashley's a little upset because she kind of wanted to see new people and not her ex, because she just broke up with him relatively. And so she's a little skeptical. And she tells Quinn that she's also seeing Taylor, and that he's going to have to work for it. But he says he loves her, so I guess that's working for it. Casey has to go on a date with her neighbor, Vinny. They go on a cheese tasting, which, to be fair, sounds amazing. I want to taste all the cheeses. Give me the cheese. I love it. But it is not going well, other than the cheese part, because Vinny is just basically telling her cheese facts, and that's it. They're not actually having a conversation. She's trying to change the subject. He's not biting. So he keeps coming back to cheese. So she's like, this is kind of awkward and boring, and he's making bad puns. I love puns, but, you know. And so it's not going well. And he gifts her a 22-pound wheel of Parmesan cheese. I love me some Parmesan, but 22-pound wheel, like, that's gonna last me like a week. That's not enough. Back at the guest house, we have the new arrivals meeting the guests that were already mingling. So we have Travis and Adam, who are both there for Alyssa, and they remember each other from high school. And Quinn, Ashley's ex, meets Taylor. Ashley and Quinn have their date, and they kind of are talking about how things ended, and Ashley's saying how she's into Taylor. And that Quinn's gonna have to work for it. And she asks him what his plan is to fix the things that were bothering her in the relationship earlier. And he says, I'll figure it out. That's not a plan. That's like not a plan. I'll figure it out. My plan is to have a plan. At some point, I plan to have a plan. But they kiss, and she's falling for it anyway, because I guess it's easy, and then trying to be nice to people. Jeff invites both Micah and Anthony on bar dates, but it's like separate bar dates. So he actually dumps both of them. Jeff was having a really hard time trying to figure out which one he would want to save, and I guess he just wasn't fully into either one, so he had to naturally end it with both. Sad, but true. Alyssa and Adam go on the second prom-ish date of the season, and They have a really great time. There's balloons, glitter, very fancy, very nice. And Betty Who goes up on stage and sings a cover of I Love You Always Forever. I guess so. Yeah, I guess. Here's where Alyssa says something really awesome that I really like. She said that she wanted somebody to see her when she felt invisible. And she feels like Adam did that in high school. And so that's why she's very happy. And he's attractive to her. So she's doubly happy right now with this date. And I love that. I love that. I wanted somebody to see me when I felt invisible. I really like that. So Nigel and Alicia are on a date, and Alicia explains to Nigel why she was upset at the pool party, basically because she felt brushed off and kind of forgotten about after their initial date, and she wanted more time with him and to communicate more. He apologized. Nigel seems like a stand-up guy, and he seems to have his head on straight. And so he apologizes. He's like, okay, you're right. I take responsibility for that. Let me make it up to you. And so things end on a good note. He does say he's a mama's boy, though, which does worry me because it just worries me. Yeah. But they end up kissing, and the date ends well. So Jeff is super sad after having to dump both Micah and Anthony. And so he's very, very upset. Betty comes over, and Betty annoys me here. She's talking to him, but she does this thing and she repeats it. She says it a lot. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. And it irritates me because it's just kind of... Now that Jeff is without suitors, Betty takes him to the portal, and out comes Alex. Alex and Jeff, they've hooked up in the past. However, they've kept their friendship and the hookups kind of separate, and they have a very, very strong friendship, and both of them have liked each other and do like each other, but they're both worried about losing their best friend if anything goes south. So when Alex comes out of the portal, Jeff breaks down, and it's just like an amazing moment between two people, and there's this hug that just feels so genuine and fulfilling, and I felt that, and with my current beau, and so I found that very sweet, and I just related to that very much. After Jeff brings Alex back up to the guest house, and the episode ends on kind of a bummer note, because whereas everybody's happy to meet Alex and they think he's a nice guy and everything and are excited to meet him, they're all really, really sad that Anthony has been let go, because he was there from the beginning and everybody really liked Anthony, including myself. And Anthony was really sad to be let go. He really, really liked Jeff. So I'm hoping Anthony has now found love. Find love, Anthony. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, tap the notification bell, and tell me your comments below. Do you think Jeff made the right call? What do you think about Ashley getting back together with Quinn potentially? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.